If you didn't know, if you're going to catch this on the replay, this is a live stream. Take my time, get a few things done here while we wait for everybody to come in. I know you guys won't mind that. Gotta come over here to the kitchen and check on some soup I made. Oh, I gotta remember to take this with me. Oh, and I gotta get a drink. How'd my soup turn out? I'm gonna eat some of this soup later tonight for dinner. We hope everybody's doing well. Just trying to get a couple things cleaned up here while we wait for all the beautiful women to come in. All right. Lily, you good? Yeah. I got everything I need to go to the office, Lily. Should I take a couple pieces of candy? And then I got to get into the office. I better take a couple pieces of candy. That's what I should do. Problem is, I don't remember which kind I like. I hope everybody's doing great tonight. Henry, how are you? Good to see you. P, whatever. Owls. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I have no clue what you're trying to say with your name, though, or your moniker. I think I would try to make that a little bit more simpler in life, but that's all right. We're glad to have you. Let me get some lights turned on in the studio here. Samantha, Milla, I will be happy to respond to your comment. One thing I do, and I'm very proud of this. Oh, I got to wear a hat. Let me get a hat on. I make a comment on everybody's comment. I respond to everybody's comment. Even when they hate me, I still respond. So thank you for making a comment on a video, though. But that's one of my policies on my channel, is I work extremely hard to return a comment. Get all set up. Tim's in the house. Good to see you. Samantha, good to see you. Let me get you guys pulled up on the big screen so I can read the chat easier. Tim, how are you doing? All right. Ooh, I forgot to do that, but that's all right. I need to go get my thingy. Ah, see, those are the type of things I like to hear. Hang on, I forgot to go get my iPad. Samantha says, I subscribed, liked your channel. I just love it. Thank you. Now you're my favorite person in the whole entire world. Sorry, Henry. Sorry, Tim. You know, you guys get demoted. Need to restart the dryer too. Oh, laundry never seems to stop, does it? You know, there's only two of us that live in this house, and I just don't know how we have so much laundry to do. Or wait, let me take that back. I don't know how I wind up doing so much laundry. That's what I don't know. Well, I don't know about the best person in the world, but I'm close. Laundry day is Friday around here. My wife goes through so much clothes, it's unbelievable. Oh, well, I guess it happens to everybody getting demoted. So far, it's a good day, Tim says. Murray, Chuak, I don't know what he's trying to say with his name. Bro, I have no clue who you are. I'll check your channel out a little bit. Samantha, I'll do the same for you. I'll be checking your channel out a little bit here. Do you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, every day it seems like, thank you, Tim, for doing that. I just released a video, real short one. Every day around here seems to be a laundry day. I have no clue how in the hell my wife goes through so much clothes. You know, there's only two of us in this house. I mean, she goes through clothes. I know she has a job. Then she comes home and changes clothes. Henry says, "Hey, Tim, the hell is this?" I have no clue what the hell that is. Oh, don't forget a thumbs up, by the way. Got 10 people watching already. You guys in the background, come forward, give us a thumbs up and say hello. You guys can skip the ads if you want. Henry, how's the moving in the house going? Hope everything's going well. Let me see if I can go find. I got some noise going on somewhere. There, maybe that was it. What was I forgot. I was going to go see if I can find. There we go. Is Patricia in the house? Outstanding, young lady. Where you be? Patricia, how's things going? Good to see you. How are things in Cebu, right? You're in Cebu. How are things there? We talk about Cebu a lot. You know, because Lorelai's from there and we've lived there and all of that good. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. It's become more and more important on live streams for YouTube to see thumbs ups. I've been doing some reading, and it is apparent comments and thumbs up is what's very important to YouTube. So thank you for doing that. So how are you, by the way, young lady? I got to go here. Please like and subscribe and share. Yes, we need it, don't we? This channel needs all the help it can get. So thank you for that. Much love to you for that. Air quality next day sucks. All right. I haven't, you know, I gotta say, this is, you know, winter time for me. I don't get out much. I haven't even been outside today. I need to go get the trash can and put it back behind the fence because trash day is Tuesdays, but I didn't do it, so I'll have to go do it tomorrow. I think we're supposed to be getting some rain and bad weather here real soon, so I'll get the trash can picked up, Tim. Air quality index sucks. What's the problem with the air in the Philippines? What's the problem? What's going on? Sir David and God's well, and all is fine here. Thank you. Good, good, good. 69, where's your most recent purchase? Amazon, of course. I just bought some stuff off of Amazon today. How about you? What have you purchased lately? You can purchase one of my memberships. Remember, we have members here. We have memberships, and we need a lot of members. And then, of course, we are still doing Rice for Life, where we collect money. We buy rice in the Philippines for New Year, so that needy families in the Philippines have a couple of pounds of rice for the new year that helps them start their new year off right. So we're still collecting for that until right before Christmas. And then our friends in the Philippines will take care of getting all the rice distributed throughout these families in Cebu. So we're still working on that. If you want to do some purchasing, you can super chat it or PayPal it, whatever you like. Sir Tim, how do you? Dennis was asking about you a while back, Patricia. He was asking where all the women went. He noticed that all of the women, disappeared on my channel. I told him, I said, I don't know, I must have offended them, you know? Yes, here, Rice is for Life, right. And we've been doing this for years. And last year was the first year we had some subscribers say, hey, we know this is what you're doing, can we help? So we kind of opened it up. But we've been doing it for years, and we truly do have a couple of people in the Philippines. They have these families in need who struggle, and you guys know in Cebu that part of the folklore or whatever you want to call it is you got to have certain, like the 13 fruits and the biscotti, the long life, and if you don't have any rice, it means you're going to have a very poor year. So we want to make sure that these families have a bag of rice to help them being optimistic going into the new year. The air quality is 45. Anything over 38 is not good for you. Okay. But what is the problem? Volcanoes or just crappy today? AGN's are just helped Xmas gifts for the kids in the Philippines. Very nice, Henry. That's a good thing to do. Very good. Yeah, we do a lot of side stuff. We never really, and a lot of you guys do. A lot of people help the Philippines. Not just us. We know so many people that quietly, without bragging about it or mentioning it like help out the Philippines. We know there's a lot of good people in this world that does that. We know that. By the way, I wish this was true, but this live stream is brought to you by Lipton Brisk Lemon Iced Tea. Please, people, I drink this a lot. Please sponsor me. Give me money for marketing your stupid soda. Been very busy lately. Sir Henry's been good. It's been a while to see you. Yeah, I've been wrapping Christmas presents. So Lorelai has hers all. What's weird is we already know what we're getting. So, but I wrapped a bunch of presents yesterday. Lorelai came home and went home. She was shocked to see how beautiful the presents was that I wrapped. I'm like, well, you can be jealous if you want. It's okay. I understand, some of us are gifted and some of us aren't. So, it's wintertime for me, Henry. I won't be busy at all. I got to try to make some more videos, find things to do. I got a couple of puzzles I'm going to work on. I need to sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace that we've gotten free. We're blessed because we get a lot of companies that want to send us crap and review it. So then I don't need it, so I sell it. So we make a little bit of YouTube money that way. But oh, Sir Henry, nice to hear that. Kids will be happy for that. Yes. Okay. Tim says the air quality index is pollution this time. Okay. Does everything else is in there. Nice. Jimmy John's in the house. Everybody say hello to Jimmy John, who's one of our members. Thank you for that. Saying hello to everybody. Everybody say hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I help the kids a few times a year when I can. That's good. That's good. I think what I tell people, and I believe this, and people can do whatever they want to do, but I'm one of these people. At least no volcanic ash. Yes, I think when you help anybody, you got to balance, and this is just in general for everything. You got to balance whether when you help somebody, is it truly going to be helpful? Is it truly going to advance their life? Is it truly going to make things better? Versus, are they going to just feel better for a few days? It's kind of like the the analogy I use is flowers. If you send flowers to your wife, cut flowers like roses, well, they last a week or so. But if you buy her a rose bush, it can last a lifetime. So Jimmy's saying hello to your Patricia. Patricia saying hello back. Tim saying hello. Everybody saying hello, 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 and good. So that's the analogy I use. When we help people, we try to do things that will help them further their being. So it's kind of like giving them a rose bush versus cut roses. That's what's important to me. And and you ask, well, okay, well, but for New Year's for the rest of life, all you're giving us a bag of rice. Well, no, you're not. It's more than a bag of rice. True, it's a bag of rice that you can eat. Three, it's a shift in mentality. When these people have a bag of rice on New Year's morning, New Year's night to celebrate, it makes them feel like they're going to have a good year. Positivity leads to positive, right? If it's negative, it's going to lead to negative. So I'm really big on negative, negative, positive, positive. And that's a lot of psychology behind it. Two, they won't have to use what little money they have or what little resources they have to take away from their children in other areas to make a good year. Usually get them school supplies, clothes and things, and put food. I know it helps them. Plus, throw a toy in every now and then. Yep, we did a big school supply drive this year ourselves. I think we donated over $1,000 worth of school supplies, thanks to the help of all of you wonderful people out there. So it was such of a big, big ordeal that the people that we have on the ground in the Philippines, it wore them out. It got them tired. Jane, hi Jane. Everybody's hello to our good friend Jane, the ultimate Filipina. Good to have you. You know, and saying hello to Patricia. Jimmy says hello, Jane. If you guys don't know each other, make sure you go and find each other. All right. I know we're not a grow channel here, but that doesn't mean we don't want you guys to connect. So, but yeah, we were blessed and how much school supplies. I mean, we wore poor Karen and her friends out. So it was kind of fun, but James and hello, Jimmy, how are you? So Jimmy, how are things going in your world? What's going on? Anything exciting? Jane, what's going on in your world? How are you? Anything going on we need to know about? Jim says hello. Anybody have new videos coming out or anything? Any good things coming up? Are you excited about the holidays at all? I'm not. We always pretend to be, but we're really not. The only good thing I can say is this year we're not having a big Christmas party. I'm really tired for some reason. So we're not having a gigantic Christmas party like we usually do. We don't have to decorate the house as much. There's not as much work. So it's going to be a lot calmer. We're not even going to cook Christmas dinner at our house this year. We're going to go and eat seafood at a really nice seafood restaurant for Christmas. So, and that way, I guess I am. Everybody's saying, hello, Dennis. Hi, all. Jane has 19. Yeah, Jane's a big channel. Outstanding channel. Patricia's in the house too, Dennis. But yes, Jane is a superstar in the YouTube world. It is a true blessing bestowed upon me that a gigantic channel like her would come and visit us, fat old people. So, hello, Dennis, Dennis, Dennis. Everybody's saying hello. Dennis says, hi, Hubbard's Arm Candy. That's right, Mother Hubbard's Arm Candy. Henry's in the house. So Jane says, it's not at. Oh my goodness gracious. What happened? Oh, I will just have my girlfriend come over for Christmas dinner. Yeah, Lorelai works Christmas Eve. So we're going to just go have Christmas seafood dinner at a fancy Asian restaurant that we know. They got a big buffet. And then we're going to go watch Avatar after we get done eating, which I think is probably a mistake. But we're going to go eat or go watch Avatar after we eat or before we eat. I don't know yet. I don't think we should go eat and then go watch the movie because we may sleep through the movie. I think we ought to go watch the movie, then go eat. Hello, everybody from Jane. Merry Christmas. Miss Jane sounds yummy, 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 yummy for your tummy, tummy, tummy. So that's kind of what we're doing this year. In fact, I need to order the dinners today. Yes, you do, Tim. Don't be a slacker. Don't be a slacker. Are you doing a traditional American order there in the Philippines, Tim? So, is Pat in the house? Oh, no, sorry. I thought Pat made it in. Patricia, yes. Pat will pop in a little bit later. I did hear from, just so you know, not that it's super important, that our little friend Doggy Boy, I guess, is sick, under the weather, was in the hospital, maybe had an appendicitis or something, but I think he's doing better. So, or at least I haven't heard that he killed over dead or anything. So, but I guess he had an health issue the other day. Pat was telling me. So, but life is good. Yeah. So, what is the dinner you're ordering, Tim? I think I better get the fruit salad for dessert. I like fruit salad. I don't like the Filipino fruit salad. I know, I know, I know. I like all the fruit. Here's the problem with the Filipino fruit salad, it's way too sweet. You guys put way too much condensed milk in it, sweetened condensed milk. Just use whipped cream or a little bit of cream. Just keep it simple. But I can't handle how sweet it is. So I don't like it. If you make it without the sweetened condensed milk, I actually like it. I think I better go fruit salad. Miss Jane, okay. Busy working. He's doing good now. He's at home resting. That's Doggy Boy, young man. Miss Jane, don't know what she's saying, but she loves you, I guess. There's some love going on. So, well, that's good, Patricia. So I'm not big on the fruit salad. I don't know what you guys think about the fruit salad. It's just not my cup of tea. When I've made it when we've had parties and I've made it, what I've done is I've taken a little bit of sweetened condensed milk and I've whipped it into the whipped cream. I made whipped cream and I put it so it's a little bit sweeter like they like. And they all seem to love it with a lighter taste. It should be turkey and ham along with the normal sides. Okay. Yeah, we don't do that at all, Tim. We usually eat seafood for Christmas, and this year we're literally going to go to a big seafood buffet. Kid says hello from my iPhone. Wow, I didn't. Well, I was going to say I didn't know iPhones could talk, but mine can talk. So there you go. I agree, Tim. Salad is not really food. Salads come with the foods. Yes, I like a really good salad. Like a garden salad with all the good vegetables and a whole lot of cheese and croutons and bacon and dressing. So I like those. I'm not a big macaroni salad fan at all. Patricia's profile is like a supermodel. Yes, she is a supermodel, Dennis. Don't you remember? Don't you remember that, Dennis? And if I remember right, Patricia, don't you have a sister too? That's also supermodel-ish. That's not even a word, is it? I don't know where that went. Now I got to find where I'm at. I lost my place, everybody, because Dennis distracted me. She is a supermodel. Remember, every Filipino in the world are supermodels. Yeah, let's see if I can get caught up here. All right. Blue cheese dressing is my favorite. I agree. Jimmy John's salad is a is a dessert. Yummy, yummy. Fruit salad. Just not on my computer at the moment, Ken says, so he's playing on the iPhone. Tim doesn't like condensed milk. Me either, man. It has a purpose, but you don't need 20 cans in one can of fruit. You know what I mean? Profile picture is a sexy hot Filipina, Dennis says, like a supermodel. No! You're the dessert. Uh-oh, Jimmy's flirting. Jimmy's flirting. He's saying, no, Patricia, you are the dessert. Ooh. Wow. 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 What kind of does that pickup line work, Jimmy? I don't know if that works or not. And I gotta admit, I also don't like oh crap, I just forgot the name of it. Um, the sticky rice. You know, the brown sugary sticky rice. I don't like that. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody help me out with the name of the sticky rice that just has a bunch of sugar in it and it's baked. Um, Not a fan of it. I don't see a purpose in it. It doesn't have enough flavor. I've made it, but I've changed the flavor. I've added flavor to it. So Marty and Jamie's in the house. Good to see you, Marty and Jamie. Thank you for coming in. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. Make sure you do that. We need a whole bunch of those. So, just some more than others, Tim says. Everybody said hello to Marty and Jamie. Marty and did I say that right earlier? If I didn't, I apologize. Marty and Jamie. Jimmy says 1939 Casablanca. I wasn't even alive around then, son. Woo. Oh my. She's an appetizer. No way I'm waiting. Woo, Dennis. Now that's a pickup line. That's all right, Dennis. That's all right. Wow, she's the appetizers. No way I'm waiting for that dessert. There you go. But now the good thing as adults, we don't gotta wait for dessert. You can eat your dessert anytime you want. You know, maybe it's one of those. Yeah. I was gonna say something. She is good. Have her for the main course. Don't keep her waiting. Absolutely. The main, the dessert, the appetizer, the main dish, and the dessert. Nothing wrong with that. Poor Patricia is probably sitting there going, these guys are perverts. This is why women don't come to David's channel. Now we know why women don't come around here. Even, yeah, unless his wife is here, then they feel better. So, but yes. See what you started, Patricia? Oh, yeah, blame it on the girl. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Blame it on the girl. She can't help it. She can't help it. You troublemakers. I see you, Rabbit. Henry was saying earlier, sorry I missed that. I thought salad was rabbit food. It is, because then you eat the rabbit. I like salad. I really am a big fan of salads. As long as you got blue cheese dressing, a lot of cheese, some bacon, maybe some sliced egg, some stuff to, and a very little lettuce. Say, good evening, Pat says is in the house. Good evening to Dennis. Dennis, Pat is here. Pat, the women folk were here, but I think we scared them away. So how are you doing, Pat? Hope everything's going good. She needs a new handle. Pat Smoke Show. AC Extreme. Arm Candy Extreme. Yeah, Patricia. Yeah. There's a lot of them, Dennis. I don't know why, Dennis, we don't ever get any of the Colombian women to, come and chat on the channel. I don't know why we don't have anybody from Colombia or Mexico or any of those countries that come and hang out with us. Now I understand why no women would want to come here. I get that. Pat says he's doing good. Excellent, Pat. Eating dessert earlier can help your weight loss. Burning calories before you turn into fat. There you go. Hello, Patricia. Good to see you from Pat. Patricia has said earlier that she's doing good in Cebu. All is well. We had a few other new people come in. I don't know where they went, but if they'll stick around and say hi, they can make friends with everybody. Hey, Pat and all. Hello, Pat from Tim. Hey, Tim. That's good. Pat always eats dinner about this time. Pat, what did you eat for dinner today? I haven't eaten dinner yet. I think I had, no, I guess I did. I had kind of like a piece of cod. Here, when I get done tonight, I'm going to have some egg drop soup. I've been feeling egg drop soup needed, so I made some. It's in the bowl. I'm going to heat it up, throw a bunch of American crackers in it, and I'm going to eat Asian egg drop soup with American crackers. And I don't care if you like it or not. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it my way. I had roast and potatoes with cabbage sausage. Nice, 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 nice. By the way, if you guys didn't notice, Dennis is also a member. So give Dennis a round of applause for sticking around. Yes, Pat says. So yeah, it's been a pretty good day here. It's Tuesday. It's cold, rainy. It's only in the 40s. It's not raining yet, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I didn't go outside today, to be honest. I got my trash can I need to bring in and put behind the fence, but I haven't done it. So I've been a slacker. I have not earned my keep today. I did have a little video drop if you guys didn't see it from our good friend Galactic Gaming over in Europe who sent me this watch. If you guys remember, I did a little video. I know there's a glare, but this is the watch that he sent me. So I did a video about the watch and give him some props and market his online watch store for him. Tim sent me a picture. Oh, all right. Thank you, Tim. Let me pull it up. Dennis, Mother Hubbard, quit lurking. Hello, Jimmy. That's a nice picture. Damn, look at that pumpkin pie. Tim, is it okay if I show the picture? Yes, sir. I don't have to show it. I'm just saying if you want me to show it, I'd be happy to. The food looks excellent. I like the food. Your girlfriend's a hottie? Let me get back over here. Mother Hubbard, quit lurking. Oh, you mean, Bly was live earlier. I don't know where she is at now. She's probably hanging out in the background to make sure Henry's behaving, that Henry's not flirting up other girls. You know how those women are. Lorelai's doing that. Lorelai's in the background spying on us, Dennis. She's going to see if you get me in trouble or not, is what she's doing. Hello, Jimmy from Pat. She's on a road trip right now, Dennis. She's taking a road trip. I bet you it's nothing like an American road trip. You know, hell, in the Philippines, we would take a road trip just to go to the mall. It felt like an hour and a half drive to go 2 miles in the Philippines. And I was like, oh my God, when are we ever going to get there? Why is this traffic so horrible? I could have been to Dallas, Texas by now. Pat says, I guess Doggy is doing okay. Yes. My buzzed me yesterday saying that he's doing all right, recovering at home. Yes. That's good. I think you said it might have been his appendix. So hopefully he can recover from that pretty easily. Hopefully he'll do well. Knowing Doggy Boy, he probably is sitting at home enjoying the pain medicine that he got. The road less traveled, HCN, yes. Henry, when are you going to the Philippines now that you bought a big old house? When are you headed to the Philippines to get married, to buy? No, don't show it. All right, just wanted to make sure. Because Dennis sends me a lot of pictures that he wants to be shown, so that's why I always ask. But it's a great picture Tim. It really is. And it's a very nice picture of you guys. I do like the food, but you guys look good. But that's why I asked him. Dennis sends me pictures all the time. Some of them you don't want to see, and some of them you do want to see. Well, Tim, he's probably his brother David from Pat about doggy and the drugs. Tim says, I don't want anybody flirting with her. Well, you know they would. You know they would. Dennis would be going, are you sure that, and you got a lot of young men on this channel that's always looking. So now Henry is going to be going in February to the Philippines. Dennis. So is Dennis getting a wedding invitation? We're not going anywhere in February. It's too damn cold. My docket is over full. Yes. Right now, Mai is down in the Muslim area. Well, she'll do fine down there. She won't have any issues. You only have an issue in the Muslim region if you do stupid shit. You know, kind of like Dearborn, Michigan. We got to go over in 27. We just don't know what month of the year yet. We're waiting. We definitely need to go over in 27 and figure out a couple business things. So, not in the Philippines. It's always hot there. Yeah, it's always hot. I know. I said, for me, it's cold. It's kind of like I got a real estate agent reach out to me from Alabama, and they're like, hey, we got this great house. Are you ready to buy? And I looked at the house and I went, oh man, that's a great house for me. And I had to tell them, I said, I'm sorry. Problem is, it's so damn cold out, I can't move. I can't load a truck, or, I'm not going to try to move. I don't do anything during the winter. I hibernate like a big fat old guy. So I got to wait until it warms up to. Now I might be able to catch a plane and go somewhere warm. I agree with that. But we've been in the Philippines enough to know that it's hot. I like the heat though. Thank you. My girlfriend is a very private person. She's a very good looking person, Tim. Tim, she's a hottie. I don't know why she puts up with you, or, it's kind of like, why would Bai have anything to do with Henry, right? It's one of those type of things. Why would my wife have anything to do with me? The only reason Dennis has all of these women hunting him is because Dennis is loaded. So, he's got that condo in Mexico and the sailboat and all those other things. Well, Jimmy, I did see that, and I did, and I like Georgia. I think they got a real opportunity to make it to the championship game, but I think Indiana's having a magical year. I think this may be their magical year, but I don't know. I think Tulane is going to upset everybody and kick everybody's ass, and they're going to be the national championship. So yes, I saw. Yeah. Alabama didn't play very good. Alabama is not that great this year. Well, I can't get a few friends to help you move. No, that's all right. I don't like to ask favors. I'll pay movers. I don't like to ask favors. So I'm not a really big person on doing that. When we're ready to move, we'll get organized, and I'll probably use those pods, and I'll have a couple of them delivered here, and I'll hire some people to load the pods. So I'm just not really big on people doing me favors. Tulane, oh, okay, yeah, right, right. Notre Dame got left out if you didn't know. But we'll see what happens. I know my team's not there, so there you go. That's all that really matters. But it should be a fun football season if you're into that. I've been missing fishing. I've been wanting to go fishing, but it's just too cold. So I've been watching some fishing on TV a lot. I found a free fishing channel on the air that does nothing but fishing shows 24/7. So I leave that running in the background. And I get to dream once in a while because we got a big TV in the living room, right? So if I stand real close to it, it almost makes me feel like I'm on the boat in the Gulf of America. So, yep, a few $100, a couple cases of beer. Well, I don't allow people to drink when they help me, Henry. We don't do that. They can take the beer home with them later, but beer's so expensive now. I don't know. I'd rather give them more money. So, but no drinking. I have rules and policies. No smoking or drinking when you help me. When I did private consulting work and I would tear houses apart, rule number one: no smoking, no drinking in somebody's house. I am briefly on the computer. All right, what's wrong with your computer? You're back on the computer. I got a lot of rules in my life. The way the Eagles are playing makes me think they give up on winning. Yeah, I think so. It looks like the Chiefs have given up, which is okay because I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like any of the NFL. I think the NFL is a bunch of whiny bitches. So I really do. I think they're all a bunch of whiny little bitches. You know, they're making so much money that I don't know. I don't like watching the NFL. I had to send an email, and IU basketball game isn't over yet. All right, Arkansas is going to win everybody, beat everybody this year. The Razorbacks will kick every basketball team's ass. I am shocked today about the Colts and Rivers. I didn't know what happened. What happened? I don't watch sports during the day, just fishing. The Chiefs will not be in the playoffs. The Broncos will, which is my team, the team I claim, and I like Miami. But Miami and the Broncos are the two teams that I kind of have a connection with. But I do believe that they're all a bunch of whiny bitches. But thank you all for the thumbs up. Remember to do that. YouTube likes it. Rivers coming out of what? Wow, that's interesting. All right. Are you talking about Philip Rivers? The what? No way. Can't be. Philip Rivers, the guy that hated football, that didn't want to play, that got drafted? No, can't be right. Really? God, he has to be 35 now? And I mean, he only played 1 or 2 years. That's strange. All right, but maybe he wants to get into coaching. And that's his way to get into coaching. Well, they are overpaid Tim, and they act like a bunch of little babies. He's 44. All right, see? I bet you he wants to get into coaching. Or he's ran out of money. Yeah, he's as old as David. Yeah, yeah, he's pretty old, like me. That's what I mean. Wow, that's crazy. Tim says, hello, kid. That's kind of crazy. Man, I know there's a lot of political corruption besides sports. The sports things just piss. I think they're just a bunch of. Have I said this before? I think a lot of the sports people are just a bunch of whiny bitches. So they make all of this money, but yet they want to bitch and whine. They don't want to work hard, you know. So am I thinking of the wrong guy then? Philip Rivers? Who am I thinking of? Am I thinking of the wrong guy? I'm thinking of the guy that was excellent in college, got drafted high, and then turned out to be a big bust. Am I thinking of the wrong guy? Waits another 5 years after the last game. So if he gets activated, he has to wait another 5 years. I got you. All right. I must be thinking of the wrong guy. I've been, that kid that came out but he didn't want to play football. Was a big bust. I must be thinking of somebody else. Doc Rivers, good basketball. You know, okay, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I really am. I'm thinking of. I know who Philip Rivers is now. I was originally thinking of that guy that they say is the biggest NFL bust. The quarterback who was like pick number one or number two, and then he came out and basically stunk up the room. Kanisha's in the house. How are you, Kanisha? Good to see you. Good evening. Everybody said hello to Kanisha from New York. New York, New York. Interesting. Yeah. Do you think maybe I could come out of retirement and they could get me on the practice squad? Right now, my nephew is in the hospital. He can't breathe. Well, sorry to hear that, Kanisha. Do you know what's wrong with him? Is he just having like asthma problems? Or is there something bigger? Henry, HERN, says, I am back. I am back. He's having asthma issues? All right. It's a very common issue. I have to come out of retirement very soon, unfortunately. Yeah, I wish I could come out of retirement. I hate retirement. It's I know, I mean, well, I didn't have a decision in it, but you can be on the salad squad. Woohoo! You'll be on the steak squad. Hey, I'm with you, buddy. You know, I can do that, Jimmy. Where's my wife? I got my wife locked up in the closet today. So I put her in duct tape. I duct taped her feet and her hands and I threw her in the closet. No, my wife is working. She works the afternoon shift every day. So she's actually making money. She's trying to make money so she can buy more purses. My wife is in need of donations to buy more Louis Vuitton purses. That's what she needs. I need a lot of things too, but not a purse. So there you go. No, she works in a home office for a large corporation doing accounting. So she works in that field. Works for a large corporation doing accounting stuff, and they're so large they have a 24/7 division, gigantic division to keep up with everything. So I don't really mind her working the afternoon shift. I think we were happier when she worked days versus her working nights. So if she ever gets what I want her to do is to work from home. If my wife could ever get a good job working from home, that would make my life easier and would make our move to Alabama much easier. But other than that, I think after her being on the afternoon shift for a year, I would really like for her to work days again, but I don't want her to take a pay cut to work days because I think we function better if she works days. So, but she doesn't get off work until midnight, and we're going to start trying to do some later live streams again this winter. Um, that's what we're going to do when she gets home. I'll probably do a few live streams around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. That's going to go through midnight, and then she'll get them home and hang out on the live stream like she used to a lot. So, my heart is kind of weird. I got to admit, everybody, I've been having these issues where I feel like I'm going to pass out again. It's happened 4 or 5 times in the last week, and and I know it's really weird, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it is the heart or blood sugar or what, but I've had a couple of episodes where I've gotten so dizzy that you feel like you're going to pass out, but you also feel like you're going to puke, throw up. Ken says, I'm waiting on work from home as well, but then again, just working would be a good thing. I'm trying to hold out to next April when I reach full retirement. Excellent. Yeah, I'll be all right. I'm kind of used to it. So Pat says, hello, Kenesha. But it come and goes. I don't know what the deal is. It's kind of strange. I don't feel my knees. The good thing is my knees don't feel like they're buckling, but I feel like I'm almost to that point where my knees would buckle, but it doesn't get that bad. But it's kind of weird because you get nausea because of the dizziness. So but wouldn't be the first time I fell down and passed out. Ken says it's either that or land on a sugar mama. Well, good luck with the sugar mama finding. I'm telling you. Uh, Dennis may know some sugar mamas. So, Ken, Dennis may know some sugar mamas. If you, what I tell people in all sincerity, how are you doing, Pat from Ganesha? If you want a new wife or a wife of the Philippine persuasion, a lot of people thinking about this as a business decision. Okay, I got to invest money. I got to go to the Philippines. I got to do the K1. I got to bring them over here. And I'm like, well, it costs too much money to go through all that. But then if you put them to work, they can earn their money back. Oh, I got a story to tell. Dennis, are you here? Dennis, are you here? I need to tell a story when Dennis is here. Because Dennis, you need to know, or you will be interested in this very much. So, life, yeah, no way. Yeah, I tell people, and this is not to be a dickhead or a jerk, but I don't think I would ever get remarried, no matter what. I just wouldn't. Dennis is here. All right, Dennis, can I tell a story? Guess who, Dennis? And I'll get everybody caught up on the story, all right, or the history or whatever. So Dennis, guess who did not get their contract extended in America, and who has to go back home? She has to go back home. This person, get the popcorn. That's right. Get some good popcorn. That skinny popcorn. I should get some of that out and do this and try to get them to sponsor me. Tim says, hello, Kanisha. So I'm going to tell the story, and I guess I'm just going to go ahead and use real names because they've been so shitty. She's been so shitty to my wife. So my wife has a sister who has like 6 kids in the Philippines. She's a very smart but dumb girl. She was a teacher in the Philippines. She got lucky enough to get on with an agency to come teach in America. We know others that have done this. So now they were very poor in the Philippines, of course, even as a teacher, and we would help them a lot. We offered to pay for her kids' education if they went to nursing school. All of these things. And they doing good, Kenesha. Hi, how are you? Dennis from Kenesha. So the sister, what we did is we told her kids, look, if you want to go to nursing school, we'll pay for it. And that way, if you choose, you might want to immigrate to America on a permanent resident visa, you're good. You're good. If you don't want to and just want to be a nurse in the Philippines, great. Well, Mama didn't like the fact that Auntie was going to do these things because the kids liked Auntie more than Mommy. So Mommy got a job in America teaching in Chicago. And from her perspective, she was making gigantic money, super rich money for the Philippines. Super rich for the Philippines. And since then, she's made the kids never speak to Lorelai again because how dare Auntie offer to pay for college? Oh, that's fucking horrible. So, oh my God, where are we at? All right. Doing good, Ken from Dennis. How are you doing? So, Her 3 years is up at the end of the term. They just now told her, we're not renewing you, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when she first got to America, my wife and I had to help her out financially, get set up. Not a big deal. Kenesha, I'm doing good. You? And how about you? So we helped her get set up. Not a big deal. We even got a phone. That was a disaster. Blah, blah, blah. She got such of a big head because she was making all of this money teaching in America that they went a little bit ape shit crazy in the Philippines. And we told them, look, you don't understand your contract, they can end it at any time. No money is guaranteed in America. No job is guaranteed in America. You better save all you can save so that when your contract is up, you have money to transition into teaching the shitty job in the Philippines again. No, 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 no. So apparently she called Lorelai the other night crying and boo-hooing because apparently her contract did not get renewed. And it turns out everybody else in her group from the Philippines got renewed but her. Apparently, Miss I am better than everybody, Miss I am super smart, Miss, I know everything about America. I know how to deal with America. I know more. I don't have to listen to people that have lived in America for all their lives because I am smarter than them. Pissed off her principal by trying to change schools behind his back. So apparently the principal said, well, we don't want her back into the school district because when you get a teaching visa, it's for that particular school district, not the whole of the country. Yes, Dennis. Right now, my nephew is in the hospital. He can't breathe, Dennis. So Kenesha is telling you, Dennis, about her nephew. And so now, Dennis, the contract ends. She can't get it renewed, of course. Now she has to go home for 2 years. Then she can reapply to another agency and try to come back. Or she might be able to go to New Zealand, maybe. But they bought a big, fancy, really expensive car for the Philippines, in the Philippines, versus buying something simple. And they have spent money like drunken sailors. They are living so freaking high on the hog in the Philippines, but the money runs out in a couple of months, in 5 months. So, what lesson can we take from this? And I want to do a video, and I'm going to do one, about what do we learn as a Filipina coming to America to be a teacher. So she is already boo-hooing to Lorelai, apologizing. Oh, I am so sorry I was so mean to you. Oh, I'm just under so much stress. And then, oh, by the way, they're kicking me out of the country. They're not letting me teach anymore. So, and we told her in the very beginning, one thing you need to understand about being a foreigner in America on a work visa, you have to kiss ass. You're not here. You have no rights. We can boot you out of the country at any point in time. You're not a citizen. If you want to keep your job and earn money, you got to kiss ass. That's just the way it is. No, 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 I know everything. All right, there you go. So I don't know how she's going to pay for the fancy new phone she just bought, whose 3-year contract. And the other thing I think is funny, I got 2 points I want to make that's funny. She told Lorelai, oh, Lorelai, I'm going to send you all of the stuff in my little studio apartment for you guys to have. And Lorelai told me this, and I'm like, what? Well, what the hell would she? I told Lorelai, I said, that girl is going to spend more money to ship anything that she has from Chicago to Arkansas than it's worth. 2, she just put that shit on Facebook Marketplace and get her own money because she's going to need the money. Plus, the honest fact is, I don't want any of her crap. I don't need any junk. Karma gets you every time. It does. OFW workers must save. Yeah, they save nothing. They're broke. They, like I said, now look, paying for college in the Philippines is great. She's been paying for the kids to go to college, but they've been eating out, fancy clothes, iPhones for the Philippines, which are expensive. They've been living high on that hog in the Philippines. Really high on the hog. So I'm sure there's no savings or very little savings. How they're going to pay for that car, I don't know. They also moved to a nicer place while she was in America. I don't know how she's going to pay the rent because the husband doesn't work. So she is stupid. You know why she's stupid? Because she wouldn't listen. She doesn't listen. She can't take advice from anybody. I sat her down while she was here over Christmas the first year and explained to her how she should do things so that they could be set up financially for the rest of their lives and immigrate to the United States and make good money. Because if she taught school in America on a visa, if she immigrated here and was able to immigrate here correctly, then she could get a normal teaching job in any part of the country and make really good money the rest of her life for their lifestyle. I had to take care of my grandmother, Kenesha. Wow. Is your grandmother doing okay, or are you just hanging out with her because your nephew is in the hospital? She is stupid. How are you been? I don't eat out very often or get expensive things. That's smart. Now remember, this is also the Filipina that came over with a group of 8 Filipinas from the Philippines. 7 of them all have their contracts renewed. They get 2 more years. She does not. She's going home. These are the same group of girls that when they got to Chicago and they got landed here and got a tiny bit settled, went downtown or downstairs from their apartment and walked the streets of Chicago in their neighborhood, that was shocked, utterly blown away that American men weren't falling at their feet, kissing their ass, begging them to sleep with them. These women literally thought, since they were Filipino from the Philippines, every American man wanted to be with them. And they were shocked that nobody gave them the time of day. Nobody said hi. Nobody introduced themselves. Nobody wanted anything to do with them. Nobody cared because we don't care. I can afford it, usually. Yeah, I think, for me, just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should, right? I mean, we can afford a lot of things and I don't want them. But I also try to save for the rainy day in the future, which my wife struggles with. But, even against her good senses, I'm going to give her a better life, whether she likes it or not. She's going to have a better life when I'm dead, whether she likes it or not, damn it. So, no, I live with my grandmother. Okay, you're living with grandma. Well, grandma probably appreciates you very, very much living with her. She probably likes having you around. So, Dennis, I need to write down what lessons can a Filipino learn and do a video about it this week. Put it out for next week. Life lessons from a Filipino teacher. And let me tell you what I know. But we tried really hard to explain to her how to get along and how to do well in America. But nah. No, thank you. I know everything. That's not how America works. Okay, there you go. So that's where we're at with that. Which what can you do or say? I don't know. Yeah, we don't go out as much as we used to. One thing I'll say is, um, I've been working much harder on cooking food for Lorelai versus getting her up early before she goes to work and taking her to go get lunch. Because one, it's gotten expensive, and two, the quality of food doesn't seem to be worth it. You know, um, there's a Mexican place that we like to get takeout from, but it's just not worth the cost. Tim says, my grandma didn't speak English and I don't speak Polish. Ah, interesting. Pat says, I'll be right back. I take care of all my life ever since I was born. Nice. So you have a good relationship with grandma, which is very, very good, nice. I guess my biological grandmother was German and my step grandmother was German. So, um, but I don't remember what they spoke but English. I think my people only spoke English. But I knew some people that immigrated from France that lived in our neighborhood, and their mother couldn't speak English, only French. So that I remember that as a kid, you know. She would yell at us in French, and I wouldn't have a freaking clue what she was talking about until she started throwing things at us in the yard. Then I kind of figured out there was a problem. So, rule number one, if somebody throws something at you, it means something. There's a problem somewhere. When my mom passed, take care of my grandmother. Yes, that's nice. So your mother passed, which I remember, and now you've stepped up to the plate to be with grandma, which is great. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. It may be a lot of work, a lot of effort. Sometimes it can be very stressful, I am sure, but I'm sure you are up to it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. You just got to have faith and believe. That's all you got to have. Right? And stay focused. Take a deep breath, one foot in front of the other, and keep going. That's all you got to do. So we've had some interesting things go on last couple of days. I have a, and maybe this is me, and maybe it's because I'm a jerkwad, but you can't treat me or my wife like shit, then expect us to bail you out, to expect us to help you. You can't. She's been around those children their entire life. And then all of a sudden, no, the children cannot speak to you anymore. I forbid it. And now you're going to be begging us to help out again. I told Lorelai, I said, look, point blankly is not going to happen. I miss my mom so much. Well, that's all right. It's okay to miss them. And remember, I've told you always remember the good times that you had and think and focus on those. So that's a good thing. But that's all I know. So horrible. It is horrible. The drama, you know. No, we're not. And Lorelai has a soft. My wife has a soft heart, right? And so when all of this came about the other night, and Mill and Lorelai's getting these messages, you know, she's like, "Oh my God, what do we do?" And I had to tell her, nothing, nothing. And my wife, after getting over the initial shock, realized, yeah, we're not doing anything for her. It's not our fault. It's not our problem. We gave her the best advice on how to manage money that she gets, how to save it, how to put it away, what to do with it, how to behave in America, how to do all of these things. And she told us basically, go screw yourself. So after Lorelai got over the initial, oh my gosh, I feel so bad because somebody in my family is going through something bad, she realized, yeah, that's not going to happen. And then, of course, I reiterated there is no money leaving this house going to your sister or their family. It's not going to happen this time. Sorry. We've already spent $30,000 on them over the years. We've only been married 11 years. Enough is enough. Is that your wife in the comments? No, that's me. My wife is at work. Maybe she's busy or lurking in the background. Tell her to pound sand. Yeah, go get a job. Now, I offered up some solutions, Dennis. I'm a nice guy. I told Lorelai to tell her because I don't talk to her. You got some options. One, see if another agency in America would take her on and you could get her a job here in Dallas versus Chicago. Because Chicago school system said we don't want you back. But she still has to go home for 2 years before she can reapply to America. because they don't want her. So that visa's gone. So you got to start the process all over again. Or you can get one of the agencies to try to send you to New Zealand. They hire. There's a few other countries. So maybe that would work for her. She could try that. 3, you could try to teach the Japanese and the Chinese online in the Philippines while living in the Philippines. Teach them, be a teacher for them, which makes pretty good money. It really does. If there's any Filipinos out there, if you can teach English as a second language to the Chinese, you can make pretty decent money. Just telling you. I could even do it and make money, except for I'm poor and broke and I can't work. So that's an option. Number 3, try to get a teaching job back in the Philippines that's going to pay her $500 a month, which is not going to be enough to cover the car, the house, and everything else. But what are you going to do? Number 4 or 5, her husband needs to go back and get a job. Maybe he needs to go to security guard training and go get a job because he's been staying home all these years to take care of the kids. But the kids are bigger now. So maybe, but the big thing is this, and I told Lorelai is she'll figure it out. Those are my solutions that I can think of. I'm not doing any research for her. I'm not calling anybody, not doing it, but those are my suggestions. After that, we're done. We can't do anything. Husband is a flake. Yeah, he worked, for the majority as a trailer mechanic, I think is what he did, welder. So he could probably go back and do that type of work too, but he's older now. So maybe he could go become a security guard. We got a friend in the Philippines, Karen, and her husband that we put through security guard training. Didn't cost much. He got his license and certified, and they make a pretty good living because he's been a long time security guards now and has moved up the ranks, and he makes a decent living in the Philippines. So yeah, but since they had those twin babies, I guess their decision was that he would just stay home and take care of the kids in the house. I don't know. But that was probably, he quit working maybe a year or 2 years before she even got to America. So yeah, a little bit of a flake. He's a nice guy, but yeah, he needs to suck it up and do what's right. And so now they need to figure out, oh hell. The funny part, remember, Dennis, I told you a long time ago when they bought that expensive car, their attitude was, well, because Lorelai warned them, hey, what are you going to do in 3 years? They're like, well, we can't afford it. We'll just sell it and get all of our money back. So they didn't understand the concept of depreciation. Now, maybe they can sell the car and get out from underneath the payments, but they're not going to make any money. They may even take a loss. So, I don't know. Karma bites you in the ass sometimes, right? Sadly, it is what it is. But we didn't do anything wrong. We tried to do everything we could. We gave her the best advice as we could, but somebody's packing their bags and they're going to be heading home. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. I don't know. So that'd be a celebration time. But we told her, and I told her in the beginning, look, you need to just buckle down and do your job. Shut your mouth, do your job, do what you're told, and get through it, and you'll be fine. But no, Dennis, it's frustrating that people don't listen to me. I keep telling everybody in the entire world, the best thing you can do is just listen to me. Come on, man. Don't. Yeah, not especially in the Philippines, right? I mean, come on. It's not gonna happen. I mean, they probably, I can't remember how much it was, 20 or $25,000, maybe 30, which is pretty expensive in the Philippines. So they bought like a 7 passenger because they have so many people, or an 8 passenger thing. So so their whole concept was, well, if we need to, we'll just sell it. Well, and when we were living in the Philippines, one thing I realized was selling cars in the Philippines is not that easy because you got to have money to buy them because a lot of banks wouldn't give you a loan to buy the car. Now you might go to get a loan brand new at the dealership, which they did, but secondary loans, I don't know how easy it is to gain a secondary loan for a vehicle. I don't know what they're going to do, but they'll figure out. Maybe they'll be fine. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe, maybe her calling her sister, whining and crying and begging, and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been mean to you for 4 years." You know, they got a better plan. Well, and that's the other issue, Dennis. How, Tim and everybody, how is she going to save face? Because now she has to go back to the Philippines, and her contract's not being renewed, but others are. So, how is she going to save face? Now, one thing good I will say about this is, or it's not good, but one thing for her is the aunt that was kind of like the important auntie in their family is dead. She died this year. So she won't lose face in front of the dead aunt. You know what I mean? So the matriarch of the family. Um, so, but she's gonna have to save face in front of her friends. I don't know if she has the balls to go back and try to get a teaching job in the Philippines, because I'm sure she bragged to all of her friends because she treated them to mini lunches when she was there. I saw the videos and the pictures on Facebook. Hey, I'm rich. I'm going to take my friends out and show how important I am. So I know that happened. So how is she going to save face when those other women got 2 more years and she did not? So she's going to have to come up with some kind of big lie. Oh, I miss my children so much. It's so hard for my children not to be with me. There will be some way that she will twist this to be her ideal and this is what's best, or she has some golden opportunity to teach online and to be with her children. We know this is going to happen because this is what Filipinos do. They twist everything. Tim says it's almost impossible to get a loan on a used car in the Philippines. I agree. I agree, Tim. I talked to some people that were selling cars as a side hustle. And one thing I found out was, and I asked, well, how do you sell these cars? Because, me being the white American, they wanted me to buy their cars. I knew a couple of car salespeople that lived in our neighborhood, and they were always bringing me a car by to show me this car. And because, I could just whip out the cash and buy it at an inflated price, I'm sure. And I got in asking them, well, how do the Filipinos buy these cars? And said, well, they got to have the money. I said, can they go get a loan? And they all told me no. Loans on these cars are extremely difficult. Some people can go get a personal loan and they can buy a car, but it's very rare even to get a personal loan in the Philippines for enough money to buy a car with. Tim, we appreciate you, my friend. Tim's got to go to the gym and work out. So maybe they got something figured out that I don't know about. And let's hope they do. I hope them well. I hope, she's not begging to Lorelei and causing stress on my wife by messenger and saying, oh my God, the children. Because we've already bought them a car. We paid shitloads of medical bills. We've bought them furniture. We've given them shitloads of cash over the years. We've bought, everything, you can imagine. So we bought a multi-cab for them a long time ago, many years ago. So nothing more we can do, nothing more. But what I am worried about is that she's going to be sobbing and complaining and whining to my wife, which is going to stress my wife out, which is going to irritate things between us, because I got to remind Lorelei, no. The answer is no. The answer is no. I'm sorry. They don't have money for school now. Well, I offered to pay for their college and they told me to go F myself. They said, screw you. We don't want you to pay for our college because we don't want you to hold that over our heads. Okay. So now that you need the money, you're not going to get it. So I know that's going to be a problem, Dennis, and that's something that bothers me, or that troubles me, is that I think they're going to be bugging my wife, giving her the sad story, and then we got to talk about it, and I got to make Lorelai feel good and say, no, no, you know how it is. So, Dennis, I don't know. It is very, very important, Dennis. I don't know. But that's where we're at with that, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. The good thing is she didn't ask to come back to our house this Christmas. She didn't come last Christmas, thank God. We didn't want her to, and we don't want her to come this year. But I'm a little shocked since she's made to go home at the summertime that she hasn't wanted to come here and hang out over Christmas break. Because, while she was here last time, she didn't have to pay anything. Ken says, I totally understand, very similar situation here. You can relate. Yeah, a lot of us who've been hooked up with Filipinos can relate to this one, right? I will guide you through it. F her. That's right. You know, um, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Dennis, to be honest, it's for me, there's some things that I need to purchase that are expensive. And I've been trying to save our money so that I can purchase these things. I have no, yeah, it's going to be tough when this happens, you know, when she gets home and realize how bad she screwed the pooch, so to speak. So it is going to get bad, but I got to get us out of debt. My goal is to get Lorelai and I out of debt. So, because I'm not going to live very long, and I know this. I need to get Lorelai to where she's out of debt, where she has a house that's paid for, so that if she did want to move back to the Philippines on our property there, she can, or she can just live here where she wants to because of health care, and she can afford to live here on her own. So I got things I have to do. So I got to be resolute in that effort. You two were so generous over the years. Yeah, entitled little F-wads. I agree, and that's what pisses me off. We had this blow up a little bit about when she had those twin babies and went to a fancy hospital, and then we had to pay for it, and it pissed me off. And I told Laurel, I said, "Look, I didn't get your sister pregnant. Why am I paying for her babies?" And then we found out that she lied, and I don't remember the numbers, but it's kind of like, oh, I need $5,000 for the babies, or they won't let me out of the hospital. Lorelai sends her $5,000. And then all of a sudden we find out, oh no, the bill was only 2,500. And her sister's attitude was like, well, it doesn't matter, I'll pay you back. So what does it matter if you gave me too much or not? No, you never pay us back for anything. So Lorelai made her give back $2,500. But we still wind up paying the 2,500 for damn kids I had nothing to do with. Yes. And Dennis, I'm working on that. Dennis, they will be like vultures when you go to the club. I'm working on that. And that's why I want to set it up. I want to get a house. We're going to hopefully move to another state where it's a lot cheaper. One, I can enjoy the rest of my life better in another state. So we're going to be doing that. And of course, if we can get a cheaper house, then I can have it paid for, right? And then I can put it in a financial trust and I can put some stipulations in there. They knew the baby. Yeah, they knew the babies were coming. They did. But oh my God, since I'm having twins, we're high risk and we got to go to the fancy hospital and see them. It sounds like she's a distant. Well, her maiden name was Libre, if that helps it free, right? So, good. Dennis, I appreciate that. Dennis, I do. Because that's my goal is to get her squared away to where no matter where she works, she has enough money to live on in the United States. So I appreciate that. Now, my wife fights me on this, which is frustrating, because she knows that I may die, but she doesn't want me to die. So she pretends that's not going to happen, right? So I know it's going to happen. The odds are in favor that she will be left alone sooner than later. Yes, we need to start programming her now. I agree, man. Lorelai, so I got to get her, and that's what I'm in the mindset of digging in financially, getting out of debt, having a house that's free, because then all of her retirement money and her other benefits and the stuff that I will leave her when I die can be put in a trust and then managed, right? So, and same thing with the house. But she knows to lie. She has to lie. But as you know, as you guys all know, right? The people in the Philippines, no matter what we tell them, think that since you're in America, you must be rich. Remember, the streets are paved with gold. I know that you guys have all this money, and it's horrible that you just are not giving me your money. Why can't you just give me your money? Damn it. What's wrong with you people? I know you have it. Give it to me. We can, yes, wow, this is so close to home. Yeah, yeah. And sadly, it's close to home for a lot of people. And we've been very generous, very, very generous. But when you treat my wife badly and won't let her talk to her nieces and nephews, who she helped raise, and we have contributed probably $30,000 to in the 11 years that we've been married, that's a lot of money in 11 years, folks. You have no idea how many I have blocked. They share my number. Yes, Dennis, I'm sure they have. Because they know that you're a good guy, Dennis, right? And you're very generous with the people that need it. And you've done a really good job trying to help people not give a handout, but give a hand up. But they will definitely share your number, without question. You were very kind for many years and you did some good. So don't take away from the fact that you actually did help some of them. But a lot of them definitely will say, hey, yeah, I agree. I don't blame you, Dennis. It does, and it's kind of where I am. It comes to a point in time where you got to say, I got to do everything to take care of me and mine, and that's what I'm working on. I know my wife likes nice things. I get that. But I need to buy a new mobility scooter. That's $2,500, right? Out the door. That's a lot of money for me. We need to move. That's going to cost me $5,000 to $7,000 to move to Alabama. I got to buy another house, right? Now, that should work itself out financially because we have a lot of equity, right? But I still got to go through that. But I got to have money to move us. So I'm trying to, not spend little things unless we need it so that I can save for the bigger things. And that's something I'm working on with my wife. Look, let's not buy a bunch of little things. Let's stop that so that when we need it, we can pay for the bigger thing. So I don't blame you, Dennis. It comes to a point where it's kind of something that we talked about, Dennis, about Lorelai's birthday. We're having this big debate about Lorelai's birthday. So we know that a lot of the parties we have, we get a lot of people that come to our parties only because there's a lot of food here. They don't necessarily like Lorelai and they don't like me, but they like coming to our house because there's always alcohol and there's always a lot of food that they get to take home. So basically they're users. And so and Lorelai, has a budget for her birthday, how much she can spend for her birthday no matter what. And she was going to have a big party. And I think she has come to the conclusion, realizing, look, I think that's a waste of money to have a big party where all these girls who may or may not like me are going to want to come and just eat my food and drink my booze and then talk shit about me when they leave. So instead, she's going to use that money to buy something and then just have a small dinner, I guess, or something. I don't know. Dennis says, I can never understand going anywhere where I don't like the people. I agree. I wouldn't eat. That's an American thing, a Canadian thing, a Western thing. I get invited to all kinds of shit. Used to, now I kind of hide. But I used to get them, and I would evaluate, would I like these people? No, I ain't going. Hell no. I don't care what they're serving. You know, what's happening. If I didn't like some of the people there, I wouldn't go. I don't give a shit how good of a meal it was. But the Philippine community don't do that. It's like, oh my God, free food. Let's go eat it. Let's take it home. You know, let's go talk shit about the women afterwards. It's one thing that drives me crazy. How much shit they all talk about each other when they're not in each other's presence, but yet they're supposed to be friends. Very frustrating. And I don't like that. So that's why, one, we're not having a Christmas party. We're not doing that this year. You know, I'm not going through all of the money, the time, and the effort to have a Christmas party that they're truly not appreciative of. They just want the free fun and party. I can't pretend to like them either, and I would rather put eyeball or needles in my eyeballs. I agree. I can't pretend either. I am not a very good pretender. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, well, let's not, waste money this year on a Christmas party. We're not doing that. Um, and that'll save me. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's a little bit of money, right? But I also look and go, I don't think they deserve it. These women, and I know I'm kind of talking negative now, and I don't like to do that, but a lot of it is whether they're married or not, it doesn't matter. They have such of an inflated ego about themselves that their shit truly don't stink. That this is where a lot of this comes from. Like, oh my God, you should kiss my ass because I'm Filipina. No. What do you mean? No. You're still a human. You're just a girl. Stop it. Yep. Got to set boundaries. Got to set boundaries. And I've tried to convince Lorelai over the years, it's better to have one or two friends versus having a big group of acquaintances who will talk shit about you when they leave. Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. But then what they do is they just go sex up some other guy and move on to another man. They're really Filipino women are really good at just finding another dude. They really are. They're very gifted when it comes to that, and they're very gifted at doing the things in the bedroom that makes a man go crazy for a little bit. So that's one thing we're just trying to focus on and getting Lorelai to focus on. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. Thumbs up are good. So I don't know. I mean, I don't like to sound negative and irritating, but I don't really like going down that road. But I also don't like my wife to be upset. I don't like to have to feel her being pressured to do things that is not in our best interest, in her best interest. Whether she likes it or not, Dennis, I truly am trying to look out for her future. And I think everybody ought to do that. Everybody should look. And what I find interesting is a lot of the men that I talk to that are married to Filipinas, they're not doing that. Most men I talk to don't really give a rat's at what happens after they're dead. Like, oh yeah, the house is there, but if we owe any money, they got to figure it out. So, put them out on the street. Well, yes. Yeah, I agree, Dennis. The real question for us is, well, for Lorelai's sister is what is she going to do in the Philippines? That's kind of an interesting thing. But I know that will start late next summer. If not sooner. When she gets to the Philippines and realize how broke she is. But we're going to be absentee a lot, I guess. It's going to be our goal, and hopefully we'll be on a cruise in September. We're trying to save up enough money. That's the other big ticket item for us, is we're trying to save up enough money to go on a dream cruise in September of next year. And then we got to go back to the Philippines in 2027 and figure out some business stuff with that land that we have and figure out if we're going to do anything with it, build a house or leave it sitting or just do nothing. So we got to go back. But here's the thing we're going to do, Dennis, and everybody, when we go back to the Philippines, we're not staying a month. Lorelai agrees with this, that what we're going to do is go over, do what we need to do, maybe spend 10 days to 14 days. Then the goal is going to be to turn around and maybe fly to Japan. Uh-oh. We're going to fly to Japan, go on a cruise there, do something like that. So spend some time in the Philippines, visit everybody, say hello to them, get that done, and then get out of there, go to Australia maybe, hang out with Craig, or go on a cruise out of Australia, or go to Japan and go on a cruise or something like that. That's part of what we're going to be doing. So I don't know, man. That's all I know, guys. All I know, man. All I can do is do what we can do the best we can do. Let me see what's going on here. So I got a feeling it's going to be a little frustrating. But right now, we'll just concentrate on what we can control and not let anybody try to bring us down or take us down. I guess is the best I can really do with it. I don't know, man. I got an alert a second ago. Let's see what the alert is about. I got some kind of alert that just propped up on my phone. I'm trying to figure it out. Huh. But for Christmas, anyway, talk about something happy again. We're gonna go do the seafood buffet. Try to watch the new Avatar movie because I think it'll be out for Christmas Day. So we'll be watching that for Christmas Day. Not having any big party or dinner or anything like that. So I'm kind of excited about having a mellow, quiet, simple Christmas. Very happy about that. So, all right. I got some weird alert. I've been getting some weird message here about something going on. Huh. All right. Maybe not. I don't know. Something interesting going on. All right. But anywho, that's just kind of the way it is. The way it is. So, but we are going to try to do some later live streams and late night live streams later in the week. I'll probably come back on Friday night and do a live stream. I think is what my big plan is to do a live stream on Friday night this week. And I think tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, probably Friday night. I'll try to check into some other live streams, but that's what I'm going to do. So I think for now, we're going to wind this live stream down, get out of here, call it an evening, eat my egg drop soup that I made. I made egg drop soup because I've been feeling like Asian soup, and I'm going to eat it with American crackers because that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm not. I like the Asian soups, but I also like the American crackers. You know, you got to put something in there. I don't want to throw rice in there because I don't really like rice. So I got to eat it with something. So I'll just eat it with crackers. I don't care. I need to make some homemade chili because I've been craving that. I've been craving some beef stew. So maybe I'll try to make some of that the next week or two, do some videos. But so All right, my friends, let me sign off of here. Dennis, we appreciate you. Ken, we appreciate you. Ken is probably live streaming himself a little bit later. Tim is to the gym. We appreciate everybody else coming in. Henry, Bai's future husband, was here. We'll see how his trip to the Philippines goes in February. So everybody take care. Pat, we'll see you later, and see you guys on Friday.